All right, so we have a 2015 Chevy Malibu with a 2.5 liter motor. It's gonna get taken apart, possibly turbo, or we're gonna rebuild and then turbo, or replacing turbo. I'm not worried about the turbo stuff yet. This is my first time working with this platform, really. So what I'm doing right now, I took off the battery stuff just to have more room. Took out the wires to the ECU and whatnot. Took out all the stuff over here to gain access. The reservoir for the coolant. I'm disconnecting the wiring harness right now from the engine itself. I called my buddy. He said I could take it apart from the fuse box, but he normally go this way about it, taking off the engine harness itself. I already have the coolant drain. My next thing is probably gonna drain the oil. If not, I'll do once in the air. And I'm gonna take out the transmission itself as well, along with the motor, because I noticed the transmission was leaking as well. So I'm gonna try to post updates as I go. If not, this would be one long video, but I may post 1 part, 2 part, 3 parts, or whatever, and so on. I have dirt daubers around this neighborhood, so maybe they're not out right now since it's cold, but I do have all the orifices and whatnot, everything plugged up. So just so if you see that a lot, you'll know why. I have the porch covered up as well. So yep, so far I got everything disconnected. Moving these out of the way. There's a ground back there, and there's one harness part of it still going back there in the abyss. So I'm not sure, my camera's blurry, but yeah, once I get down there and I'll see where they're going. I think it's to the knock sensor, to the starter. I think part of it to this motor right here. The only one I really can't get off is the one for the oh, I'm sorry, whoops, it's going to the AC compressor, those 2 small connectors. Everything else besides the fuel line is unplugged. I'm gonna keep trucking away at it. Like I said, this is my first time, so I'm still learning this motor as I go. Alrighty, I got the AC one unplugged. Come to find out, I didn't have the little clip out all the way. I got the exhaust moved so I can have access to it. Now I'm just removing this ground right here. I'm kind of documenting this at the same time just in case I get kind of lost putting it back together. So yeah, we're making some progress for day 1. I don't plan on pulling it out just yet. It's gonna take some time, but I am gonna get it eventually pulled out. I'm gonna drain the oil and then drain the transmission fluid so I can see how much comes out. I'm not sure what caused the transmission to start leaking. I let my buddy put a tune on it, and I just told him I just wanted the governor off the car. I'm pretty sure he did other things trying to make it fast, but I'm like, you can't tune it like an LS. So, but I'm not gonna blame him for anything. I'm just gonna get it pulled out because I think I had an issue with the oil pump or something with the oil in my high pressure pump, which is back here. This big block right here somewhere under there, because I had a lot of check engine or a lot of codes for it. P06DD. I always had the Cadillac converter P0420. Just a couple off the top of my head I can remember. So, but once I get it all out of the car, I want to go through the whole motor from top to bottom, left, right, even probably the transmission. And again, I will make a documentary about this. So if anybody else is wanting to do it, mainly you need 10s, 13s, 15s from what I see. I normally work on Hondas, but this is gonna be a good journey for me to get some experience out of. So some pliers to get all your lines off. Mainly these little clips are a pain in the butt. Like these little connectors right here, they're a pain in the butt. You gotta pull that back and push in, then pull back. So yeah, I'm trucking along. I'm gonna probably do the fuel lines in a minute, and then yeah. Alrighty, so I'm pretty sure I left off having the AC compressor unplugged. I have it loose, like you see, it's just hanging there on no stud. I got the transmission lines pulled out from right here, and then the one at the back at the bottom, which is this one. I got the transmission drained of the fluid, all 1,000 gallons of it, it seemed like, or quarts of it. I think I'm ready to come out with the axles, but I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. I think after I remove the axles, did the fuel line itself. I had this one off already using this tool right here, and along with this, I'm assuming evap stuff. So I had it off. I just plugged it back up because I'm not worried about it right now, just as long as I leave my tool right there. Besides that, I have that motor mount off at the bottom, the 315s. Excuse my camera, it's kind of funky looking. There's 315s. Like I said, I'm probably going to turbo this car. So I talked to a guy. He said these are oil pressure. So oil comes out, they're just blocked off. I would just probably have to tap the block itself, which I'm probably going to go right in that section of the oil pan, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he did tell me maybe I can go right here, but I'm not sure until I take everything apart and block disassembled. Then that'll let me know what I can and can't do. So I think he used the ATS turbo manifold. He did verify that the turbo manifold to the 2.0 Malibu will fit, along with the turbo itself and all the other stuff. But with the ATS turbo manifold, of course the turbo sit up here. Let me zoom out. It'll probably sit up here. The manifold will hit right here, so your turbo will be out here. You have to do your own exhaust piping and charge piping and whatnot. But I'm super excited. I already told my wife I'm going to turbo this car. That's the main reason why I bought it, because I don't see much information about it besides one guy who did it in his Baja. So yeah, I'm not going to claim to be the first because I don't care about being the first to anything. I just want it to work and hopefully not blow up. But if it blows up, well then I know a company that makes rods. I'm not too worried about the pistons. So yeah, if Chevy can do it, then I can do it, hopefully. Alrighty, sliding under the car. I'm sorry my phone acts retarded while it's recording, but I think I should hold the phone this way maybe. We're sliding under the car. There's two 18 millimeters right here. There's bolts, so there's nuts on the back side up here. 18 and two 18s, I believe. Let me see, let me try to get up in there. I'm not sure how well you can see it on my camera with that light, but there's two 18 bolt holes right here, one and the other one, and then one here and right here, or right here, I can't remember exactly, but there's big mounts that come out. You will have to fight with the exhaust. It is loose, so what I did is there's a 18 right here as well, but it's only minimum space to slide it out. So I loosened up this one, got these off, and then loosened this one before I did anything, and then just twist it all the way out as far as I can. The mount came out with no problem. So that was a fighting bolt. But I do have the engine swinging, so all I gotta do is take out the axles tomorrow, and shit, we ready to come out. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Okay, I got the axles out. There's some bolts right here. There were 13 millimeters. There's 3 of them, and then of course this axle is bad anyway, so I'm gonna replace that as well. This one slips out, probably the end of it right here, to get it out of the transmission. Put some towels in there. I had to use the Big Mac of the fuel, the impact gun, to get the bolts, the nuts off the axles. Them things were on there pretty tight. I actually broke my Harbor Freight breaker bar trying to get it off there, which no big deal, it got warranty on it. And then I broke my Duralast ratchet. I had to go get another one. They warranted up for me as well. So once I did all that, I got just the fuel line. I got just this left from what I can see. Of course, as I pull up, we're gonna find what's on there left. And then of course the AC compressor, which is loose. There's a stud on there. I don't want to deal with the stud, so I'm gonna pull it out first and then try to wiggle it off of there. We're about to get the jacking up right now, so I'll be back once I have it up in the air or out of the car. All right, so we're coming out with it. I noticed there's a cable that's plugged in right there. It's going back here somewhere, but it'll be probably easier if you just disconnect it from right here, which I'm gonna have to get my son in there somehow and disconnect it. So yep, just wanted to let you know. But it's coming out easy. I forgot to unplug this right here. Then I noticed It goes right here, so ain't no big deal. It's coming out. Had to take the hood off, more clearance. Got it out of the vehicle, so we got to lower it down so we won't be top heavy. Now we can move it around. What makes it a lot easier, I don't know what you call this thing, but I call it a leveler. So you can tilt it like this, transmission pointing down. It comes out a lot easier. Once you bypass the ABS module, then it just comes straight out. Don't forget to disconnect your connector right there. There's a clip on the bottom. Let me actually show you. It's plugged in there like so. There's a clip. Of course, they have them like red tabs everywhere or whatever. It pulls out right here. You pull it back, and I just got my flathead in there on this side, and then pulled it out. It came out no problem. But yeah, she's out. Now the fun part begins: separating the transmission from the motor. I'm actually gonna tear the whole engine down. Might as well rebuild it from scratch how I want to. I'm really debating on putting rods in it. I know there's a company that make rods, so if I boost it, the rods shouldn't be the weak point. Again, I'm not going for power. I just want to have a turbo kit on there just to have one on, and I'm pretty sure that transmission is going to be the weak point after I put a turbo on.